Hello, in our Parashat Mishpatim, one of the most famous contradictions between Pshat and Drash appears. The Torah tells us that if two people fight, and during this fight, someone loses their limbs, so natata ayin tachat ayin, shen tachat shen, yad tachat yad, regel tachat regel. If you've caused someone an injury, you should receive the exact same injury. Chazal tell us that no, what the Torah is telling us that you have to pay the amount of money that is equivalent to an eye, to a hand, to a leg. This is really the opposite of what it actually says in the Psukim. The Psukim tell us a person should be punished, and the Torah tells us, no, you have to pay money. One of the explanations to this contradiction is given by Rav Mordechai Broyer. He explains that really, ideally, if you talk about real justice, the person should be punished severely and lose his hand. The other person won't be able to receive exactly a hand like he lost. You can't really fix the situation, and therefore the person should be punished severely and lose what he caused the other person. But on the other hand, the person who's been injured is staying there without anything now. He has to build his life again, and he also doesn't have a hand, and he also hasn't gotten paid for that. He hasn't gotten any chance of rebuilding his life in a normal way. Therefore, the Torah says, or Chazal explained to us, Halacha leMoshe Misinai, they explained to us from one generation to the next, telling us, no, the Torah says what the ideal punishment should be, but it really means something more practical, something which will really help the one who's been wounded and injured. You should pay him money, and that way he can rebuild his life. I think that we touch here upon an issue that we meet all the time in our life. The difference between what ideally should be and what practically can be. What can we do? What's the smart thing to do, as opposed to what is the truth? What is the exact justice? What is the correct thing that should have been done if we would be in an ideal world where things would just be always done perfect, on the high level, on the heavenly level of truth. I think that we feel this all the time in our life in many different situations. When we argue with people, when we have disagreements, also in the war, we can also see that. Maybe we have feelings what should really be done if we're talking about what does the other side deserve. But on the other hand, we have the question, what's the smart thing for us to do? What is the correct way for us to behave in complex situations? And the Torah teaches us here to find a balance. On the one hand, to remember what the truth is, how severe this action is, how problematic it is. It really deserves a physical punishment. But practically, we need to have something else in this case. Practically, we need to pay money to help someone rebuild their life. Shabbat Shalom.